camera. Oh.
Your ticket?
My ticket.
Okay, when you take a motorboat to come back, just ring me.
And I'll call him. I'll call for his name. When I come out the temple.
His name is Ahmed.
Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed's my man. Let's get Ahmed. Sweet nice one. Good stuff, yeah? Boom, boom. We're in. Down the carway. Whoops, Johnny's on the boat. Good. That's it, there you go. There's your tourist. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Ahmed, is it? Ahmed? Yes. Yeah, nice one. Johnny, yeah? Nice to meet you. When I come out the temple, I'll call you, yeah? Yes. Ahmed! Yeah, we'll get there before them anyway. Beat them. Oh, mate, beat them easy, easy. Oh, yeah. How long, Ahmed? 5 minutes?
Yes, 5 minutes.
Yeah. There's the Philae temple. Just going to be pulling in a couple of minutes. Well, a minute I should think. A minute or two, I'll be there.
And you find a temple is something like that. A very narrow passage divides into two huge sides. So like this pylon, like this facade. The facade, I prefer to call it the propaganda wall, the advertising tool. Here it is the one who made it. His name is King Dionysus, and he represents himself. Put his left step forward, and it's always left. okay, holding the hair of the enemies, going to punish his enemies. The famous punishment scene. So the king and the two sides doing the same thing. Why is that? River Nile divides Egypt in two sides like that. And if you sailed in a Nile, if you have time and interested to take a cruise, you will see that the river Nile goes in between huge mountains in the both sides. This is the facade. The king is in both sides of Egypt, guarding Egypt, fighting Egypt. The king is doing his propaganda himself. The king is protecting Egypt himself. Why it's always left leg forward? When the king is alive, always he put his left step forward, not right, not allowed at all. Why? When the god stands, if you have been to the museum, all the statues for the king standing, left step forward. The design of the temple, apart of being the river Nile and so on, there are 5 main elements. If you found inside the temple, it means it is a complete proper temple. Today, first of all, sanctuary. That must be all in one at all the Egyptian temples. Except in 2 places, there is 2 sanctuaries in the temple in Colombo, 45 kilometers north, a temple in El Fayum, nearly about 150, 170 kilometers from Cairo, very south of it. It has no 2 sanctuaries, but the sanctuary must be one. Outside the sanctuary, just one step out of the sanctuary, you will find some shrines, chapels. Those shrines known as the storage rooms.
Bilak. That is the name, that is the title. The southern end of Aswan. Built this temple over here, as we mentioned, because they believe that part of Osiris was by Biga, the island. So we had a small tomb, as a symbol tomb for the god of the afterlife. For that reason, they built the temple by this area. Unlike all of the Greek and Roman temples, as I mentioned before, built on the remains of the pharaonic temples. Found names dating back to the time of the Middle Kingdom to the New Kingdom, to the king Thutmose III, Ramses II. The small shrine in front over there, where at the top of the columns we had the face of the lady with the ears of cow. That is the shrine of Hathor, the cow goddess. And that shrine, it's dating back to Nekhtanebo, the last pharaoh, 330 BC. This one here, 332 BC for the last king of Egypt during the pharaonic time. The open court, on that side we have 16 columns, 16 pillars with open flowers, without any inscriptions, incomplete, unfinished. This wall, or this side here, we have 32 columns with different shape of the crown for palm, for flowers, appears to create to the lotus. And as I mentioned, this court is dedicated for the people when they come to celebrate it by the goddess Isis. As you can see here by the middle, they carrying the boat from inside to outside. So here by the middle, we're supposed to have the altar, the block of the granite, supposed to be here by the middle. So the people standing in front of the goddess give their offering by this area. The original location of this island is called Biga. Sorry, it's called Egelica. It's called Egelica. Philae on the east side. We're going to see together the original side. This temple removed from its original side, 1964 to 1968. But actually this temple was under the water. And you can see the level of the water at the top of the mark and the crown of the king, like the other temples, which is Abu Simbel, Kalabsha, Hamada, Wadi Subu, Dakka, by the area of Nasr Lake, which is removed from their original site. So actually this temple, they move it in 4 years. And we'll see together the original site after they cut it into small pieces. They gave each piece a number and letter. And they cut this temple to 40,000 pieces. Left all of the pieces from their original site, from Philae to Egelica here. After that, they start gathering all of the pieces again together. Let's have a look to the main facade.
It makes the jigsaw that god we did. Well, it's easy, right? That god, yeah. The kit row.
The east side. We'll see together the original side, the original island, Philae. We still have a small part from that island. Okay, the rest completely covered by the lake or the water of the lake. And you can see the mark for the black on the wall because, as we mentioned, for like 9 months each year, this temple used to be covered by the water. Till 1964, 1968, they start saving and cutting the temple of Philae. The main facade in front of you, as we saw yesterday by Edfu, on east side, Ptolemy 12, collecting his enemy, cutting their heads in front of Isis. The upper part of the scene, the king in front of Osiris and Isis, wearing the red crown, give the essence and the perfume in front of Isis and her son, the god Horus. The same scenes after that gate in front of Isis, Horus, and Hathor. You're going to see the winged sun disk on east side. Okay, that side you can see it's badly damaged, chiseled completely, as we mentioned, during the Coptic time, during the Christian time. The idea itself to remove the idea about all of this God, it's only one God.
Can I ask you a question?
The left-hand side and not the right-hand side.
Because it could be the area, it says the sand itself. Okay, some part used to be covered by sand. The damage wasn't organized. Sometimes you find just only the hands, only the feet, sometimes the belly, only the feet. Sometimes the whole figure is still intact and self-preserved. Okay, so I'm staying here, I start chiseling.
Because actually these marks are chisel marks.
Yeah. During the Coptic, during the Christian time, by the entrance, you're going to see, on east side of the entrance, you're going to see the cross. Inside, you're going to see the church. Here we had 2 obelisks. Okay, one of them damaged, destroyed. The second removed by Giovanni Belzoni, the Italian, the big thief and the big robber. Okay, the Cirque man, the one who moved a lot of pieces.
Where is it now?
And it's now at Kingston Mason.
It's in England.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. So Rosetta Stone, this is another piece taken off completely by the British Museum. So Giovanni Belzoni, he's the first one who went inside Abu Simbel 1817. Giovanni Belzoni, the one who discovered the famous tomb by the Valley of the Kings, Seti the First. Giovanni Belzoni, who moved the heads of Ramses II from Ramesseum. Okay? So the 2 lines to protect the area, to guard the area. 2 pieces from granite. You're going to see many graffiti by the entrance. You can see on east side. You're going to see the crosses on east side of the entrance and with such like graffiti on east side.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
This is like the Maltese cross.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Beginning, that's the figure. The famous graffiti. It's in French. If you come to the second court here, exactly, and it this bar from the construction. خليك تطلع عشان سلالم يا ابراهيم. The second court, you see the boat of Isis by the wall, carried by the priest. The king is standing in front of Isis, followed by child with his finger in his mouth. That is her son, supposed to be Horus. A huge figure, you're gonna say, for the king, holding the new jars in front of Isis, in front of Osiris. This gate used to lead up to the roof of the temple. We have rooms inside. For that reason, some of the halls, it's made after, during the Coptic time, during the Christian time. 10 pillars with different shape of the crowns. the rooms behind for the offerings. The second pylon, the king is standing in front of Horus, followed by Hathor. The other side in front of Osiris and Isis, taking his permission to start the building, start the construction for the god or the goddess Isis. The block of the granite, it's dating back to the time of the king Ptolemy II. When you come to Philae, you come to Isis. And also about the land, because we have the struggle between the priest of Khnum, the one of Elephantine, and the priest here of Isis. So to finish that, the land from the first cataract to the sixth cataract, it's completely belong to Isis. The Mamizi, the first house to the left-hand side, on each column, you're gonna see the face of the lady, the ears of cow, Hathor, the cow goddess. And you're gonna see in front of you, the gods playing their drums, celebrating in front of Isis for the new baby, for the new child. 7 cows, 7 figures. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. This is the music, the symbol of Hathor, the cow goddess. If you look please for the first face over there, in front of you. Come a step here and look for the first face of Hathor looking south. And the second, can you see any difference between them? Yeah, exactly. No smile at all over there. Someone worries about the news of the baby. It's came or not yet. After that, she starts to be happier, smiling completely, reflecting the feeling of the art.
Oh, wonderful.
You're gonna see the cross on each side of the court in front of you. We're going to see names and dates, travelers, by the entrance, by the gate. Habib's different names and different titles by this entrance on each side. Okay, you're going to see 1823, 1841, 1878. The roof had the scene for the vulture, the goddess Nekhbet, the goddess of Upper Egypt. The cross, you see it here, to the left-hand side, and that is the shape what we are using now in our churches. Okay, if you come here to the side,
Why is there more graffiti in this than
What?
the other one?
because a lot of travelers came to this area over
More
here.
than the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
one,
yeah.
more than the two.
No, the other one they have also, but not exactly like this one over here. Even the Coptic scenes a lot, and the churches, the crosses. Here we have like 8 crosses, one on each column. You're gonna see on the other side. And the great hypostyle here, come to the side please. Assalamu alaikum. Come here please. The great hypostyle, 10 columns, was amazing and different shape of the grounds. The roof with the scenes of the vulture, the goddess Nephthys. The wing is sun disk, as we mentioned, that is a gift from Ra to Horus after he succeeded to defeat his uncle, the god Seth, the story we spoke about yesterday, and the revenge of Horus from Seth. So the Christians live here for a long time. So of course they need a church. If you look here please, to the side, and have a look to the wall. We cut in the niche, and you can see the cross, the altar, the block of the granite. Okay, so that is the church, removing all of the figures, because this is a holy area. The oldest church in Africa, it's by Alexandria, okay, dating back to 68 AD. This one, it's made around 520 AD. On each side, you're going to see the graffiti with Coptic graffiti, dating back to 520, mentioned by the San Mark. Then the 3 offering holes in front of the shrine of the god. And as I mentioned before, we have doors cover the whole area. If you come here to the side,
Longitude dip.
How are they using that Maltese cross here?
could be a slide, please. It came from Zanta, from crossing the first San Mark. So I think that was the first shape they used. Then after that start to develop that the shape you can.
Yeah.
Another graffiti, R.F. Republic French. A.N. Year 7. M.K. Mino or Mina Kleber, the French leaders, with Coptic, with the French graffiti, and the first time you can read it, it's Balzac. We have here 2 rooms. The entrance of the second room used to be from the roof. And the scenes for the kings with the lotus in front of Isis. The jars of the essence in front also of the famous goddess Isis. The holes, as I mentioned before, for the animal, for the horses. And you can see the big damage for chiseling for the whole figure by this side. But in front of you, you can see on each side, an amazing figure is still intact. You can see the king holding the jar in front of the goddess Isis, followed by the naked child that is her son Horus. The other side also gives a sistrum in front of Isis, followed by the naked baby or the naked child that is also Horus the father.
ما فيش هتعمل ايه يعني؟ نخترعها. So here, if you look at the scene, you'll find that a little piece of it is really the original. And then it's also because this temple was
the most important area is the Holy of the Holies, and this is the shrine of Isis. The block of the granite for the bow of the goddess, and as I mentioned before, made out from the cedar wood, used to be covered with silver and gold. And in front of you, this is the most famous and the most important scene, representing Isis with 2 wings, protecting Osiris from whom? From the evil, from Seth. Okay? And you can see, I'm back. He's back. And here the king gets the lotus in front of both gods. Isis followed Osiris, and the king gives such like the jars also of the offering in front of them. The sister in front also of Isis, followed by Hathor. The other side, you're going to see the king or the goddess Isis feeding a naked child. Side look of Yoth, that is her son Horus. Her face is gone. Some they mention that could be taken by Giovanni Belzoni, or during the Coptic times they raised it by the face of the Lady Virgin Mary. The eye of Horus, symbol of protection. And you can see Horus followed by Hathor, the cow goddess. The names inside the cartouches, you can see that Ptolemy with the first name, the Sa, Ra, and the Su, Beti. Ptolemy, B-T-L-O-M-Y-S, Ptolemy. The coronation name, Weser, Ka, Ra, strong. The soul of Ra, Miri, Amen, beloved to the god Amen. So they join their name with the name of the Egyptian gods. Take the photo this way.
They seem to have thistles.
لا لسه 4 ونص حلوة. Come this way please.
Oh, sorry.
يلا ربنا بالزيادة إن شاء الله.
The whole temple was it. The whole temple completed. Piece by piece. Habibis, this way, this side. صلوا على مقصور في وشك على طول. مقصور في وشك على طول. حبيبي.
Yes.
Straight. Right.
Outside? Outside with shade.
لا خليها كده. In 4 years, they are cutting and mold the temple into small pieces. This way, Habibis. هات ابراهيم الكرسي معلش هتقعد على الحجر خلاص. We mentioned that Philae is the end for everything. For the ancient Egyptian cult, 520. For the last demotic line at the top by the roof. The last hieroglyphic, it's written here. This one. This is the last hieroglyphic written inside the whole temples in Egypt, dating back to 394 AD. By the priest, his name was Aset Akom. He was a Nubian, and he mentions that I wrote it for the god Mendelius. Mendelius is the god of fertility. He was a Nubian god. His name was Meruel, but by the Greek time, they give him the title of Mendelius, and they built for him amazing temple. It's called the Temple of Kalabsha, which is after the High Dam of Aswan. The ancient Egyptians, they thought that the sources of the Nile started from Elephantine Island. So here, you're going to see that like granite crops. Inside the cave, we have the Nile god or the flooding god Habi holding jars, and he starting his flood. This is the believing for them. The figure of Isis in the shape of Hathor, the cow goddess. Between them, the falcon, the god horse. On the other side, on the other hand, Horus, he taken such like the crocodile body, and this is the head of the falcon. He carrying the mummy for his father from the island of Philae to the Abaton. Abaton, that is the symbol tomb by the area of Biga. As we mentioned, the left leg and the heart of Osiris, they thought it's built over there. So this shrine, it's built during the time of the Emperor Hadrian. Okay, the other side.
How do we know this is the last one?
Exactly.
Is it dated or?
Yeah, it's dated completely. It's dated completely. Yeah, it's dated
What
here.
about all this stuff after it?
No, this is actually before, because the carving itself, you can see it. It's a little figure. Even it's separate from the scenes itself.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's dated completely here. Okay, just such like local score, just like they found the date exactly 394 AD. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I missed it. Someone was standing in front of it, right there.
Or whether I stand in front of it or not.
And as we mentioned that Philae, Habibis, we mentioned that Philae was the last temple. Even the Christianity became the main cult for the whole country, 400 AD, 120 years more. The people still come and pray from Sudan, from Egypt to Isis. It's still the only cult. So of course, the last hieroglyphic will be written here by Philae, not by other temple.
Of course.
Okay, this way.
Are you persuaded?
Oh, totally.
the head of his enemy. You can see completely all of them left the forward and to cut their head.
So here they're about to cut the heads off his enemies, he's going to cut all their heads off in one go. Oh, that might be.
Tell the others about that. Oh my God. Tell the others about that.
Yeah, as we saw, this is by the main facade. Habibis, the king collecting his enemy. You can see all of them, their faces under or in front of him, catch them from their head, from the hair, and they're raising their arms, asking his mercy. There is no mercy, cutting completely the head.
Can I just ask you what the symbol on his head?
This is the crown or the lotus crown. Okay, you can see the lotus on the flower and the horns with the cobras. So we can the mixed crowns completely together between the lotus upper Egypt, the cobra it's lower Egypt, okay, and the horns, the horn of the god Khonom, the one of Elephantine Island. So all of them they give him the power. Okay, sometimes we call it Atif crown. This way.
That's all, thank you.
ماشي 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 ماشي
It's so true. You believe that you can.
I said to Dr. last time.
Okay, this side here, please. This way. One of the most amazing also fables in front of you, the shrine or the chapel of the Emperor Trajan. 14 columns with different shape of the crowns, only in size. 2 figures, 2 scenes for the emperor in front of Isis, Osiris, Horus.
Trajan. Oh, a bit of graffiti around. Maybe I should get my name up, Johnny Ray.